everyone, and welcome back to the Weekend League here in Gavra Racing. It's a brand new season. You may have joined us last week when we had our little pre-season race in Monza. But, oh sorry, not in Monza, in Silverstone. That was last season when it was in Monza. But yes, it was in Silverstone where we got to see some of the pace out of these drivers and be able to see what they're like here in Australia, where we've already seen two races in Gavra Racing already from Australia, one in the Premier, one in the Super League. If you haven't already seen those, they are available on our YouTube channel, where we would be greatly appreciated if you could pop a subscribe while you're over there. But here we are in the Weekend League for another brand new season, and yeah, let's get right into it. I believe same rules apply as last season, where it is a 18-minute qualifying with a 25% race, and then it is another race. Oh, and there's a McLaren already off. I think it was Vicious. Yeah, he's into the wall. Bad wing damage. I'll have to come back to the pits. But so it is the same sort of format as last season, where it is a short qualifying, 25%, and then the second race is a one-shot quali with also a 25% race. And the one-shot quali likes to catch a lot of people out. We saw it last season where Jetsy actually finished on pole at the end of the race, but actually got disqualified in the second race because he invalidated his lap on the one-shot quali. It's an example there of how the one-shot quali can really mix up the grid. And at the moment, Quick Mick has just gone quickest at the moment with a 120.6. And we've seen only one driver here in Gavra Racing get into the 119s around this track. That was Atengrin in the Super League. And we're going to have to see whether he will be able to, if anybody will be able to get that time in as well. And we'll have to see. It says, oh, Ray Fizz just went pole by 600ths, a 120.6. Moves himself up onto pole position. Will he be able to keep that? I'm sure he's going to try his absolute best. But let's see whether he is able to. Ray Fizz was showing quite a bit of pace. Let's see if anyone else can get up. Oh, Gregster moved up into third with a 121.5. Sorry about that there. Gavra just told me. Gavra was telling me that the stream had stopped working, but it is working. We are here. Welcome everyone who has joined us so far. And we do have a previous Weekend League champion, X90G, who's just spun off here, but he is on an out lap. So, Bequas Boy, and one of the comeback kings here in Gavra Racing. He's had quite a few comebacks last season in the Weekend League, and is back once again to see if he can prove himself and see if he can get back up amongst the big points here in Gavra Racing, as he is on a lap at the moment. See what time he is able to put in here, as he is on the soft tyres. One lap old softs as he comes round the high speed corners of 11 and 12. Seeing that catch a few people out. A couple of people trying to go almost wheel to wheel into the 11 and 12, but didn't work out so effectively. We have seen some people make overtakes beforehand. Obviously, it is almost sort of a curved straight before the high-speed chicane of 11 and 12, so quite a lot of people do like to make a move around the outside or down the inside before then, and we're going to have to see whether anybody can sort of replicate that. As at the moment, the Prime Prince, one of the drivers here, out on a fresh set of softs, out on a flying lap here in the Racing Point. See if he is able to put in a good time here. We saw the two guys who were mainly looking here like they were going to be, I can't get my words out tonight, that they were the fastest here in the Weekend League, Jutsi Kev and X90G. Both banging out last race in Great Britain for for that first position. In the end, Jutsikev did win. Not by much though, as Natty was closely following behind him. And let's see whether that will be replicated here in Australia. We do love a good battle for pole position here in Gavra Racing, and I'm sure it's going to bring us some very, very good racing between those two, as they have been very, very quick. Both, one of them is in the freshman and the other one is in the Premier Series as well. So they do both race in other leagues here in Gavra, but also racing here in the Weekend League. And if you are interested in, joining any of the Gavra Racing leagues, you can, join the Discord and sign up. I believe at the moment we have just started the league, so you will have to wait until next season unless there are any spaces available. But if you join the Discord, contact one of the admin team or Gavra, or you can speak to me on Instagram or Twitter. I do run all of those the social media over there as well, and we should be able to sort you out. I believe there may be a couple of spaces left in the Weekend League for a few drivers, so this is the first race. Here is Ray Fizz is still pole, 120.6, still that 600th gap between him and Quickmate, followed by Prime Prince in third at 121.3, so a big gap between him and Quickmate. We still haven't seen Jutsikev or Natty come for a lap yet. Jutsikev has invalidated his lap, but there still is 8 minutes 25 left to go in this session. And let's see who will get themselves up on pole. So Jutsikev will be wanting to get himself up onto pole position. He actually comes back into the pits. Oh, here comes Absolute 11. He's been showing some good pace recently and goes 7th. A 121.7 there for the Williams driver. Had a really good performance actually in the freshman league. Well, he's also in the freshman league. That's actually teamed up in the freshman league with Jutsikev, I believe. So both of them teaming up in both leagues. See if they can bag themselves a good performance. They'll be looking for one both in the Weekend League and in the freshman. But at the moment, Absolute 11 went 7th place on 121.7. And let's see if the previous Weekend League champion, he's come around the final few corners. He's gone for the medium tyre. We saw him do that a lot last season. Go for that different strategy, that different set of tyres. Where will he go to the line? He goes 5th on the mediums. A good lap there from X90G. And puts himself up into 5th position. Bequaz Boy going for another lap here. Let's see where Vicious is. He's sort of in the middle sector. So Bequaz Boy at the moment is the driver who is coming around towards the end of the track here. To be looking for a good time. He comes to the line, goes first! Pole for Bequaz Boy at 120.4. What a lap. As Ray Fizz behind him just steals it and goes for a 120.2. And we are 2/10 off of getting into the 119s. And hopefully someone will be able to get in there. As I said, we have only seen one driver at the moment get into the 119s. And that was Atengrin in the Super League. Absolutely stormed the race there in the Super League. Atengrin did. And see if anyone can repeat his successes and get themselves into the 119s. Ray Fizz getting close, a 120.2. Bequaz Boy a 120.4. Really good lap from him. As Jutsikev will mainly be the one to be looking out for here. So he's been showing quite a lot of pace across the leagues he's been in. And he comes round now for his flying lap in the Williams. See whether he'll be able to put in a good lap. There's be some people coming towards the end of their lap. Bon Evil also in the Alfa Romeo. He is coming around. I believe he'll just come back into the pits. Oh no, he might go for another lap. Oh no, he does come into the pits. Everyone comes quite late into that pit lane there. Let's see if anyone else is towards the end of their lap. Doesn't seem like it at the moment. It looks like Carl H is on a lap at the moment, but he's quite far towards the back. Jutsikev closely behind him. Keep an eye on this man. He's really going to want to be the one to watch. See whether he is able to do it as he comes down now through the high speed turns of 11 and 12 down through 13. 14 is a shift down, and then you can really just get on the power around there, and then it's down to second for the penultimate corner, and then you can power out. No need for a lift or a downshift around this corner, and you can full throttle to the line. DRS open. Where does he go? He goes third. So can't beat Bequazboy or Ray Fizz at the moment. Jutsikev puts himself in third. And let's see where... a new driver here, who is possibly, I believe he's either just joined the weekend league or he didn't turn up for the pre-season race, is Jambo Websey, who in the Haas. And let's see whether he will be able to put in a good time. See if he can show some good pace as Prime Prince coming around, potentially for another lap it looks like. He's running quite quick. Carl H did put himself, kept himself in 8th. I don't think he improved on that lap that he was on. And let's see where everyone else can come. There's a Racing Point will be the next to cross the line. That is Prime Prince. See whether he's able to put in a fast time here as he comes around those final few corners here, down to the slow left-hander, almost a hairpin. See, oh no, he comes in to clearly the lap not fast enough for him. Does come into the pits. And let's see if anyone is going to go on to a lap. I believe there's an Alpha Tauri going for a lap. It is Ace de Sabo. Who is also coming for a lap here in the AlphaTauri Honda. Down in 12th place at the moment. He'll be looking to improve that time. The 123.3. He will be looking to improve. Vicious, is he coming round? He is coming round towards the end of the track. See if he's being able to put in a quick time. In the McLaren, one of the only drivers at the moment not to put in a time. So he picks it up quite nicely. Just a touch of oversteer on the rear as he got onto that curb. But he comes down to the penultimate corner. As he's going to come round the final corner. Hasn't invalidated his lap. Hooks it up nicely. Maybe could have gone just a little bit wider. Just get that more speed to the line. He does a 22.4. Puts himself in 12th. And I'm sure he'll be wanting to improve on that lap. So let's see who is next across the line. There is an AlphaTauri. That is Ace de Sabo. He's come round to the end of his lap. Invalidated though. Let's see who is next behind him. It looks like it's a Williams. I believe that must be Absolute 11. Yes, he is on an out lap. There's a McLaren of it is Albagu Breath. Also invalidated his lap time. There's a Red Bull behind him of, I believe that's Plain Racing, who is on a lap here. Let's see. Oh no, he's invalidated. A lot of people invalidating their laps around here. Let's see whether anyone is able to improve on their times. So thank you to all 19 of you watching. So there is a poll in the chat. Who you think will get polled? 3 votes for X90G. Oh, it's like Gavra actually in the chat. Sorry, Gavra, I didn't see that there. But that actually is a record quali. Gavra, is that in Gavra Racing? Is that a record quality around Australia? Don't know if you could just confirm that for us, but he's saying there's a record quality of a 119.9, so Attingun could potentially be the record holder. Can anyone in the weekend league beat him? And Absolute 11's retired, so he clearly can't improve on his time. And one thing have noticed about the F1 game is if you actually come round across the line when the qualifying's finished, you actually are allowed to go out on a lap, which in actual real life F1, that isn't the case. If you are on an outlap and qualifying finishes, you are not allowed to put in not allowed to put in another quali lap. But in the F1 game, you are allowed to. As hello, Play Dutchy in the chat. As X90 is on his lap at the moment, the previous weekend league champion. Who's going to be the first to come across the line? I believe it's going to be Plane Racing is coming to the pits. Who's close behind him? It is an Alfa Romeo. I believe it's Born Evil to the line. He's got a tenth quicker, but it doesn't improve. I think he ran out of fuel at the end of his lap. It looked like it is another racing point to the line. It's Quick Mick, who can't put in a time. The Haas coming to the line is that Jambo Websey, who also couldn't put in a time because it did invalidate. Ray Fizz to the line, can't improve. Another racing point, I believe that is Prime Prince to the line. Will he improve? Goes a 10th quicker, can't improve. Jutsikev can't improve either. The Renault of Carl H, he can't improve, and it's all down now to the weekend league champion. Runs a little bit wide, he's 6/10 up on his time. Where will he go? Oh, and he goes pole with a 120.23. And he puts the car 500 ahead of Ray Fizz. What a lap time from X90G. Almost gets into the 119s. A 120.232, puts himself on pole, and the previous weekend league champion is looking to bag potentially a second championship here in the weekend league, and it all starts here in the first race on Australia, and he's put himself on pole at the moment. Hello, Dazza in the chat as well. Piero in the chat here saying good lap. It is a good lap from X90G. I believe it is a better lap than he did in the Premier Series. Interesting from X90. Obviously, he has raced in all Australian races so far in this week. He did obviously jump in for Tiger Antelopen in the Super League, so he's had the experience around this track so far this week, and he's proven it there by putting it on pole. So the vote was correct. There was a majority vote for X90 putting it on pole, and he did do so. And I believe Gavra, I believe we've got a little bit of a quali glitch. So if you are watching, the 3 drivers who are in the pits need to retire the car so we can continue, I believe. If not, I believe it is a quali glitch. Oh, there we go. Sometimes that does happen, but that is the end of quali. So X90 puts himself on pole by 0.05 of a second. Then it's Ray Fizz in second, but Boy third, Jutsikev in fourth, Quick Mick in fifth, Prime Prince in sixth, Racer in seventh, Plane Racing in eighth, Carl H in ninth, Bon Evil in 10th, Absolute 11 in 11th, Albagu Breath in 12th, Vicious in 13th, Danny Boy in 14th, Ada Sabo in 15th, and Jambo Websey will go at the back of the pack in 16th place. So getting ready now for this Australian Grand Prix, and we've already had 3 this week. Let's see how this one goes. There's been a lot of drama in both races, in the Premier and Super. Remember, if you haven't already checked those out, they are available on our YouTube channel. Just go to type in Gavra Racing on YouTube. You will find us. Pop a subscribe while you're over there. And if you turn on the notification bell, you will get notified as well. And if you follow all our social media and join our Discord, you get notified as well. So you get, in total, if you add the notification bell, you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get 4 notifications if you follow Twitch, Instagram, join the Discord server, and put that notification bell on as well. So you will never miss any of our streams, either on Twitch or YouTube. And you will never miss when we upload any videos whatsoever, whether that is the podcast, which should be available very, very soon, potentially towards the start of next week. And make sure, if you haven't already, checked out all the other podcast episodes. They are available in a playlist on the YouTube channel, joined by me, Toussaint, and X90G, where we do talk about everything that's happened in the previous Gavra Racing races. We do cover all of the incidents and all the penalties that have been given. We also talk about real life racing, and we have special guests on. If you want to be a special guest on the podcast, and if you haven't already, message me, either me, Natty, or Toussaint, and we will get you on as quickly as possible in our next episode. But yeah, if you are able to pop a subscribe over to the Gavra Racing YouTube channel and pop a Twitch Prime sub on the Twitch channel. But yeah, we are hoping to bring you a little special episode of the podcast when we reach 1,000 subs. We will not tell you what's involved as of yet, as I always keep on sneaking it in each of these different races for you guys. But yeah, make sure, do stay tuned if you want to see that happen. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. But back underway racing here in Australia, and it is X90 on pole here for the Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne, in Albert Park. Remember, this is a street circuit. It may not look like a street circuit with the amount of runoff around the track, but this is actually a street circuit. It is very different, but there is your particular pit stop strategy. I can imagine everyone is going to go for that soft to medium strategy. But remember, we do have 2 25% races, so once the first one is over, don't go anywhere, because we do have the second 25% race, which is a one-shot quali. To give you a couple of stats here on the track. So a total of 16 corners. The track length is 5.303 kilometers, or 2.295 miles. And yeah, there are 3 DRS zones, 1 on the main straight, 1 just before turn 3, between turns 2 and turn 3, and 1 quickly after the high-speed chicane of turn 11 and 12, where a lot of people like to try it down the inside into turn 13, or a lot of people like to try it also down the inside of the heavy braking zone of turn 3. After that DRS zone, I'm sure we will see a lot of overtakes there in this race. But a lot of people saying, let's hope that he has some good luck, and see, he's had quite a bit of bad luck, especially in the Premier Series, as he got taken out twice. Once he didn't even manage to make it 10 seconds into the race before he already had contact, and the other one was down that DRS straight but before turn 3. But let's see if we can get a good start here, a good start from him, and he will be able to potentially get away and not have any troubles with any other drivers. And the lights do count down here in Melbourne. We will have a little bit of a pause because Codemasters are annoying, as they do rev up the engines, so it should be going any second now. As there is the light sound, and away we go. And X90 was off to a decent. He did get a very good start here, but Bequazboyan. Bequazboyan, Ray Fizz going wheel to wheel as this battle's happening in the back, as Plane Racing now being attacked by Gregster. Vicious, and there's someone off at the back, I believe. I think they hit the wall, but in the end they managed to get out unscathed. X90, good start from him. There's Ray Fizz and Judson kept going wheel to wheel. There's contact at the back. There's someone round. I believe it was the Alfa Romeo of Bon Evil had contact with someone, and there's drivers. Someone going almost wheel to wheel then. A full safety car already. I think there's just too much debris on the track. Someone went round at the back. I believe there was a potential collision between, it looked like Bon Evil. I can't see. Can someone tell me, Gavra, could you tell me who that is in the Mercedes, please? Because I can't see their name because Codemasters has lots of bugs. If you could just let me know who that is in the Mercedes down in 15th. But yeah, there was a... Bonivo looked like he got spun round. Let's see if anyone else has picked up damage. I believe there's a potential AlphaTauri involved. Yes, it was. Like the AlphaTauri front left end plate damage. If only we had replays, it'd be really interesting to see what happened down at the back. Potential someone run for a big dive bomb. Shippers, okay. So that's Shippers in the Mercedes. He must have, Gavra, he must have joined just after the quali because I can't see his gamer tag. But here comes X90 into the pit straight away. Set of mediums, obviously he knows he can get those to the end of the race. Comes out just in front of the traffic that is just all piling into the pit lane, and everyone coming in for at least the mediums or the hards. A couple of people going mediums, potentially wanting to go for that safe ending. Play Dutchy saying the hards would be better to the end of the race. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a sort of a safer option for the drivers to the end of the race if they go to the hards. Looks like we've got 5 drivers on the hards. Everyone else is either on the mediums, or a couple of people who hasn't pit yet are still on the soft tyre. Cryptic saying plan B in the chat. That is indeed what that is. Cryptic, they actually opted for plan C in the race today. I believe when they wanted Leclerc to go on to the hards there. People talking about GT Sport in the chat, but X90 did get up to a very good start here. He is some of the race leader at the moment, because these two guys at the front do have to come into the pits, so they will have to come in because they cannot stay for the full race on those softs. That's brilliant, Dutchy. I love that. As Jambo Websy leading at the moment, but does have to make a pit stop alongside, I've forgotten his name already. It is Shippers in the Mercedes behind. It's really annoying, that Codemasters. You do find a way to annoy me. It's the Ferrari of X90G. Close behind us. Those two come into the pit, so X90 will now be leading this race. He will just slot in now behind the safety car, as I believe Jutsikev, if I'm not mistaken, he's actually not benefited too well off of this, because he's lost a position. Oh, actually, I believe he's actually okay, but he did lose the position, I believe it was Bequaz Boy. Ray Fizz down to just get down to. So yeah, I believe he lost a position to Bequaz Boy. And now Bequaz Boy's up in second, so Ray Fizz also losing out to Bequaz Boy. But remember, Vicious has not made a stop yet. No, he hasn't. Danny Boy also hasn't made a stop, so it will put Jutsikev and Ray Fizz will go back up into third and fourth. But in the end, Jutsikev losing out here after he showed so much promise in Silverstone against X90. In the end, X90 got a really good start off the line, managed to get ahead of the two cars, the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo, both battling for second place down to turn 1. Piero saying at least the start can't be as worse as the restart in F1 race at Mugello. I mean, to be honest, that start did actually add a lot of action to the race. We ended up with 14 cars in the end finishing that one. That was crazy. Let's hope that that doesn't happen here. As all cars intact at the moment. Everyone is coming for either their wing damage or the tyre change under the free safety car. 13 cars in the end, sorry about that. But all 17 cars at the moment in the race. Xnani leading, followed by Bequaz Boy. Then it is Vicious in the end as the safety car comes in and we are back underway. Green flag racing. As Xnani will lead, followed by Bequaz Boy in second, Vicious. Then Ray Fizz, then Danny Boy. Ooh, potential move here for Judsikev as he gets Danny Boy down the inside on that pressure set of hard tyres. And so, oh, someone's rounded the back. Who is it there? Is it Absolute 11? It is. Looks like he's just lost it potentially on the inside of turn 2. Or he's made contact, I'm not sure, but no wing damage to him. He will just join the back of the grid. And in the end, Xnani at the moment up in first, followed by Bequaz Boy in second. Dutchie, I can use whatever words I want to. I can use the word potentially. You stop me from using the word interesting, and you stop me from using the word potentially. Oh, quick Mick, losing positions there, but no, Dutchie. I struggle to say stuff as, oh, quick Mick there, looked like he was looking for a move. But sometimes I struggle to say things when I'm on my own, okay? I don't have that second man there to fill in the gaps for me. Dutchie, if you can find words that I can use differently from potentially and interesting, then go ahead. So Xnani putting in the fastest time at the moment. As Bequaz Boy not keeping with him at the moment. Oh, there's someone. Oh, Bon Evil's going slow. Did he get damaged? Oh, yeah. How has he got that damage there on the straight? It's Gregster down the inside of Danny Boy, getting the move done. Up into 6th place goes the Mercedes driver. Now be hunting down Vicious ahead of him, who's on the same tyre, but hasn't pit yet. So Bequaz Boy sticking with Natty at the moment, just falling a little bit behind at the moment, a second down. Hello Evan in the chat. Evan, if I knew you'd free, I would have got you to join me up here. So at the moment, Bequaz Boy is still sticking within that 1 second. As Ace to Sabo, now Bagu Breath going wheel to wheel here down at the back. In the end, Gregster getting around Vicious into turns 11 and 12. So much action going on here in the weekend league as Plain Racing getting really close here behind Prime Prince as Danny Boy potentially looking for the move here. And I just used the word potentially again, but I can use whatever words I want. But Plain Racing behind Prime Prince at the moment, followed by Carl H. Little battle here for the between 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. All very close at the moment. See some overtakes. Going into turn 1. As that strategy open for those guys who stayed out on the softs. I think the only person who did do that was Danny Boy. So that pit window's open now for the mediums. But let's see who's going to go for an overtake here. It's going to be anyone. As all people moving under the braking zone shouldn't really be doing that. As Plain Racing looking for the move on the Ferrari in front. Couldn't get that move done. It's getting very close between these drivers. You really cannot move under the braking zone. In the end, Ace Sabo getting ahead of Val Bagu Breath, and I still can't remember who this guy's name is in the Mercedes, but I can't see his name. So, Absolute 11 looking to gain on the back of Quick Mick after he had that spin before. So, he's going to go down the inside, gets the move done way before the braking zone, and it's now going to catch up to the Mercedes driver, the no-name Mercedes driver. So Carl H getting past Danny Boy, I believe, down into turn 13. He does. Gets the pass done nice and comfortably. And so it looks like Plain Racing getting also the move done on Danny Boy there. Ran a little bit wide, but managed to get the move done. It's a Quick Mick getting past the no-name Mercedes at the back, who's in the wall. He's managed to recover it though. No damage to him. Ooh, it's Danny Boy having a little bit of a battle here with Plain Racing. A little bit onto the grass there that will allow Plain Racing to get the move done. Let's have a look here. It's Danny Boy and Jambo Websy getting very close here. As Jambo Websy might look for the move. He gets the move done there on the Ferrari, who still hasn't pit yet. The Haas driver getting up now into the points, but Quazboy picks up a 3-second time penalty. That will really affect him towards the end of the race, and holding a podium position. As Carl H in the Renault, getting very close up behind the pink Mercedes, the Racing Point. Through turns 11 and 12, he might try it now. He has got DRS down into turn 13. Might look for the move. Can't get the pass done there. A little bit of a lockup though from Prime Prince. Manages to hold that 7th place. There's Carl H still gaining. And a little bit late from Carl H. Manages to hook it up though. If he'd locked up there, that would have been deadly between the two cars. But manages to hold it in the end. And he's got DRS now down to turn 1. Will he look for the move, or will he try and get as close as he can and then try it into turn 3? As it looks like Jambo Websy going for the move on Plain Racing, getting the move done. As Danny Boy eventually comes into the pits now, but he's looking for Carl H. Going to look for a move round the outside. Ooh, runs very wide as the Racing Point almost loses it into the back of the McLaren in front. It's just a heated battle happening here between the Racing Point and the Renault. Will the Renault look for the move into this corner? He doesn't go for it here. So Carl H sticking behind Prime Prince, but now there's going to be a few other cars involved as Prime Prince is trying to attack on Vicious, and while that's happened, it's just allowed the cars behind of Jambo Websy and Plain Racing to get involved. And what a battle we've got on our hands here. 6th all the way down to 10th. It's the battle for the most points here as Prime Prince looked for a move down the inside of Vicious, couldn't get the move done. And it's the battle for the higher up in the points positions as Jambo Websy getting very close here behind Carl H as he's trying to look for a move on Prime Prince. Prime Prince trying to look for a move on Vicious as Vicious is spun, and he's moved all the way down into 11th. Does allow Prime Prince to get ahead. It's Carl H might look for a move now. Will he be able to get the pass done on the Racing Point? Can't get it done into turn 1. We'll try it now though into turn 3. He's going to have DRS. They all have DRS. And in the end, no one moves position because they all had DRS. A big lock up there from Prime Prince. Keeps the position though. Still very close between these 4 drivers. It's actually allowing Albagu Breath to sneak up behind these guys. He will be in DRS range very, very soon. And all this battling is just allowing more and more cars to just join the back of this almost gaggle of cars here that we've got from 6th all the way down to now 10th. Once again, Absolute 11 actually got them around Vicious, and he's going to be trying to gain now back up into the points positions as he did have that spin earlier. It's now all of these cars attacking the Racing Point, who's 11 seconds off of Gregster. So a big gap between all of these. Oh, is Gregster actually pits? Has he got picked up damage? Is he coming in for a wing change? No, just a pit stop onto the set of softs. He will come out behind this battle of cars, but he will try and make his way back up through the pack. Interesting there from Gregster. Must have thought he couldn't get to the end of the race on those tyres. And he will come out behind Absolute 11. Oh, come out behind Ace to Sabo, sorry. Vicious also pits. I believe that was wing damage. Oh, he is serving a penalty, actually. As Carl H still all over the back of Prime Prince. So's Jambo Websy behind Carl H. Plain Racing behind Jambo Websy. Albaku Breath behind Plain Racing. Brilliant battle we've got on our hands here. Oh, there's a yellow flag in Sector 3. A Mercedes has lost it. Who's the Merc? Oh, a Merc into the wall. It's no name in the Mercedes. And we now have a VSC, and that is really going to calm that battle down that we had there for 5th place. But it was the no-name Mercedes that crashed. He lost it on the exit of turn 12, and we've seen a lot of drivers over the years do that on the exit of turn 12. And it is just a virtual safety car. I'm surprised it's not a full safety car. Let's see if we can just get the extent of where the car... Oh, the car has been cleared, so he must have just lost it into that wall over there. Game thinks it's not significant for a full safety car to come out. This will just help everybody on the soft tyres, just help their lap times out a little bit. Their lap times, their tyre wear. So he's playing racing, got a drive-through penalty, and he was involved in the battle here for 5th, and now he's going to have to try and look for a move, potentially down the inside of Jambo Websey. Couldn't get the move done there though. Jambo Websey lost out a little bit there though, after that virtual safety car. It's Carl H. still all over the back of Prime Prince. He wants to get the move done. He isn't going to be able to go for the move there. He will try it now. Down this curved straight before the high speed corners of turns 11 and 12. Drivers in real life, and I mean in the game I suppose, pick up around about 5 to 6 Gs around that corner, and it really does put the pressure on the drivers in the car, and puts the pressure on the car as well. The suspension and wheels really having to take the pressure of the high speed corner. Dutchy, we can make that happen, mate, if you want to. I'll gladly do that. But the thing is, though, Dutchy, I'll just say the word over and over again, so you just so then you'll just get drunk completely, and then you'll just be completely out of it. But I would be up for that, mate. Back to the action here as Carl H. He is slowly getting closer and closer, still behind Prime Prince. As Plain Racing will have to come in and serve that drive-through penalty at some point, otherwise he will be disqualified from the session as Bon Evil into the pits. I'm not sure why. Is it a drive-through penalty? It looks like it, yeah, so he is serving that drive-through. So the battle still goes on for 5th place, and look who's coming into the back of the battle now. It is Absolute 11, showing some good pace here after he did have that spin early, and he's now within that DRS range of the car in front of our Bagoo Breath, and we have got a battle on our hands here, and it is Plain Racing looking for the move on Jambo Websey. Couldn't get the move done in the end, stays in 8th place. Can imagine now he'll come into the pit lane for that drive-through. Oh, he does. He actually follows in Jambo Websey. Very late call from both of those drivers. As now it is still Carl H behind Prime Prince, looking to gain on him as he's got the DRS. Still cannot get that move done on the Racing Point drivers. He's a little bit of oversteer there. It's allowed Absolute 11 to get up into 8th, and he's now all over the back of the McLaren of Bagoo Breath. See whether he will be able to get the move done. Might try it in the same position he did an overtake earlier. See, he's going to go for the move as he did earlier on. Round the outside this time though, can't get the move done on the McLaren. Might try it, see if he can get the move done before turns 11 and 12, and he does. Comfortably gets the move done on the curve straight. Oh, he comes down now before those high speed corners, turns 11 and 12. Gets the move done comfortably up into 7th position. He's now got a 3.1 second gap to hunt down this battle between Prime Prince and Carl H. This battle they've been under a second between these two for ages. throughout this entire race. And there seems to be a little bit of a battle forming at the back here. There's the Haas losing it on the curb, almost lost it, and it's now going to allow the drivers to go 3 wide into turn 13. What a move from these three! So it was contact and he went 3 wide into 13, and in the end Jambo Websey getting the move done, Plain Racing getting the move done on Gregster. Oh my god, they went 3 wide into the turn 13. An extraordinary set of moves. Is now Plain Racing going to be looking for the move now on the Haas. The Mercedes will try and follow through, and he does get the move done on Jambo Websey. Yeah, they did, Joe, I agree, they did do very well to hold that there. There was contact between the drivers, but no damage. Very nicely done between all three of them. 3 wide into turn 13. That is what you want to see from these drivers. Very nicely done there from these three. The battle still continues, as I don't think Jambo Websey or Gregster are going to back down without a fight here, especially Gregster. He's all over the back of Plain Racing. Gregster, he's gone those fresh softs. Plain Racing, he's done 12 laps on those hards. So it is here for for Gregster now to get past Plain Racing. He might try it down into 13 once again. And all of that battle there really appeared because Jambo Websey lost it on the rear of turn 12. And what it did, it just allowed the faster cars behind of Plain Racing and Gregster to just follow through. 3 wide into turn 13. What a chain of events there between the two cars. Is it going to go wheel to wheel now? As both of them now going to try it down into turn 1. And Gregster getting the move done there. Very nicely done. Very, very clean from all of these drivers today. We did have that incident at the beginning. It's Jambo Websey going to try and get the move round the outside. What a move from Jambo Websey there. Coming into the weekend league, pulling off an absolutely standing move around the outside there of turn 3. Gets around Plain Racing, up into the points position now. Brilliant move there by Plain Racing, but I didn't even see his final lap, and X90 has won the race here. I didn't even see his final lap as Quazboy takes second, Ray Fizz takes third. There was just no battles happening up top, that's why I wasn't looking up top, but that is the end of the race. X90G wins. His luck has finally come his way here. And the bad luck has finally gone here in Australia. Jutsi Kev will take 4th. Prime Prince will take 5th. Carl H will take 6th. Al Bagu Breath. Absolute 11 will take 6th. Carl H will take 7th. Al Bagu Breath will take 8th. Gregster will take 9th, I believe. Unless there's any penalties. Jambo Websey's going to come around and take 10th if there's any penalties. Jambo Websey does get down. No, it's Quick Make comes up and takes 10th. Forces Jambo Websey on the points. Ace to Sabo, where will he come? Let's have a look and see. Going to come across the line and he will stay 13th. Vicious will take 14th. Danny Boy will take 14th. Vicious will take 15th. And Bunny Eagle will come around and take 16th place. But brilliant race there from all the drivers. Very, very clean. Very nicely done from all of them. And Jambo Websey in the end got driver of the day from the game, gave him driver of the day. But I think we'll have an overall driver of the day potentially at the end of the end of the 2 races. But it's not over, remember, we do have a second race, another 25% race. As X9G wins the first one, takes the maximum amount of points he can, but remember it is also reduced points for the second race. As there is the final grade, X9G, the winner, qualifying pole, finished the race on top. No troubles for him whatsoever. And put the Ferrari on pole, followed by Quazboy in second, then Ray Fizz in third. So Ray Fizz losing a position, Quazboy gaining, but in the end both of them finished on the podium where they did qualify. Jutsi Kev just outside. And that is the rest of the grid there at the end. Our only retirement was the no-name Mercedes at the back, which hopefully we'll be able to get a name from him. Someone's saying there no penalties for that. Yeah, definitely. I think that's what it comes down to at the end, is whether the drivers can, keep between the track limits and not get any penalties. Because as you saw there, Quick Make also got himself into the points because he didn't get as many penalties as the driver in front. So it really comes down to whether you can just, keep it clean, keep it consistent, and not go over the track limits. But it's not over. Remember, we do have the second race, a one-shot quali, and it is in Australia for a 25% race. Reduced points for this one though. But if you haven't already, pop a Twitch Prime sub over on the Twitch channel. We urge you to go and please subscribe over to the Gavra Racing YouTube channel. Be highly appreciated. We are nearing 1,000 subscribers, and there will be a 1,000 sub special over there for the special podcast that we've got lined up for you. But I won't share too much on that. And follow all our social media, Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server if you haven't already for all of the updates and all of the chat that goes on in there as well. And we are underway once again. Didn't even have time for a break here. I was going to go for a drink, but we'll just carry on as we are. One-shot quali this time, remember? 25% race. So it could be all different if, remember, these drivers, we saw a lot of invalidations. We saw a lot of invalidations in the normal 18-minute qualifying. So these drivers got to put a clean and consistent lap in. I mean, it doesn't necessarily, sometimes with these one-shot qualities, doesn't even need to be fast, because quite a lot of people do invalidate their times, and they do start towards the back of the grid. So as long as you can put a time in, you're standing with a good chance of starting towards the front of the grid. Everyone now, we still have that no-name Mercedes at the bottom there. I'm not even going to try and commentate over the one-shot quality. It's almost impossible. Someone's saying they want no name on pole. Would be good to see. Hopefully we do. I mean, it'd be good to see someone else on pole. But here come the drivers. Let's go right on board with the race winner, X90G. At the moment he's at the back. Our Bagubrecht's already retired. Now he opted for a set of mediums here. Oh, he has. So X90 going for a different strategy, and we've seen him do this time and time again here in the weekend league. He's the only driver at the moment on the medium tyres. So let's ride on board of him as he comes through the lap now. At the moment, but Quasboy looks like he's leading at the moment in terms of the lap. Jutsikev closely behind him. X90 managing to get ahead of a few drivers now, and you already see a few drivers look like they've already invalidated. Oh, X90 now moving up the grid. He could potentially sit himself in a very good position here on the medium tyres. Interesting strategy from him as he comes round now. Jutsikev's on pole at the moment. Looks like Quasboy's had a hell of a shocker because he's gone all the way down to 10th place. Maybe he invalidated his time, I'm not sure, but let's have a look. Let's see who's invalidated and who hasn't. So Jutsikev puts it on pole. X90 gets 7th. Oh, we didn't even get a chance to see that there. We'll have to see. Sexati does finish in 7th, but I believe Jutsikev did put it on pole. He did, so it's Jutsikev on pole, 120.4, followed by Plane Racing in 2nd, Bonneville in 3rd, Prime Prince in 4th, Absolute 11 in 5th, Gregster in 6th, Xnatty on the mediums in 7th, Carl H in 8th, Danny Boy in 9th, No Name in 10th, Jabba Webster in 11th, Quick Mick in 12th, Cresswell in 13th, Ace Sabo in 14th, Vicious in 16th, Albago Breath in 17th, and Ray Fizz at the back in 17th. And that's what I mean, the two guys who were also on the podium alongside Xnatty both disqualified their time because they invalidated. And that's what I was saying earlier about anything can happen in the one-shot quali, and as you've seen there, like we saw last season, drivers up on the podium invalidating their lap. It looks like Charles Leclerc, 16, in the chat saying mediums. That's a Ferrari strategic master plan. I'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's have to wait and see whether Xnatty can do a good strategy here, as he is going for that medium to soft strategy. So he will be slower at the start of the race, but he will be quicker towards the end of the race here in the weekend league. And get in the comments now who you think's going to win this one. Jutsikev is on pole. We know how quick he can be. So he went the fastest. He actually won the race in Silverstone in the pre-season. The man with no name is Joe Blogs. The man with no name has gone in the AlphaTauri now. Which car, Gavra, which car is he supposed to be in? Because he's in the AlphaTauri now. Oh, a word from Gavra saying it might rain here. It looks very, very cloudy. Now, looking at it, it is very cloudy, but will the rain come now, or will it come later in the race? Because if it comes later in the race, could be good for Xnatty G, but if it comes nice and early, it may not be as good for him. But he is on the mediums, so he will be able to battle through that rain a little bit easier than the rest of the cars. Obviously not by much though. So at the moment, Xnatty, so he's in 7th on the mediums. So anybody else outside of the top 10 who didn't actually put in a time, so it's anybody who didn't put in a time, because it looks like here, the no name in the AlphaTauri, looks like what he's done is he's gone onto the set of mediums, even though he's inside the top 10. So I believe it, because he didn't actually put in a quali lap, he is allowed to start on the medium tyres. 5 drivers on the mediums. Would it work for them, or will the rain impede their strategy? Let's find out here in the second race here in the weekend league. And this man here, Xnatty, our winner from the first race, the previous weekend league champion, back with a bang, back with a podium. But it is this man here who did beat him in the pre-season race in Silverstone, who is on pole at the moment, as the lights are counting down here in Melbourne once again. And once again, it's an annoying pause at the beginning. Codemasters, fix this. Have to see when the engines start to rev. And there we go, and there is the light sound, and away we go. And Jutsikev off to a good start here. And there's battles happening already. Is Prime Prince getting the move done? And there seems to be some contact at the back. Someone's gone off. There's an Alfa Romeo of Danny Boy. Oh no, so it's Bonneville. It's going to go 4 wide into the corner here. Who's going to get the move done? Oh, there's an AlphaTauri. He's got very late into the rear of the drivers, and there's contact already. And the AlphaTauri went very, very late there on the brakes. Might potentially pick up a penalty there. We'll have to wait and see. As Bequas Boy already up into 11th. Brilliant start from him. Ray Fizz into 14th at the moment. Absolute 11 getting the move done down the inside of... Oh no, Plain Racing actually getting the move back off of Bequas Boy. It's X90. He's all over the back of Absolute 11 at the moment on the medium tyres. He'll be looking for a good start. He's already up into 6th place. He's looking very, very dark here as Carl H getting past... There's a driver here with really bad lag. It's the massive Quick Mick, who looks like he's almost had a collision with the Racing Point. But, oh no, that is there's someone round at the back, is there? Oh, it is. It's Jambo Websey around at the back. So, oh, could be a potential move here. 2 Alpha Tauris now going wheel to wheel. It's Ace Sabo getting past his teammate with the no name. And getting the move done there. 2 Alpha Tauris. Both got a bit of wing damage. Vicious into the pit. Jambo Websey is left. I believe he just had bad lag there. It looks like I think he's just lagged out. Oh, it's Bequas Boy getting the move done and his teammate Bonnie Evil. Up into 8th place goes Bequas Boy. Brilliant start from him and Ray Fizz. As when will this rain come? As Jambo Websey's out of the session. As Gregster's all over the back of Prime Prince now. Will Gregster be able to get the move done? He is. Gonna be looking for the move. No DRS as of yet. Couldn't get the move done there on Prime Prince in the Racing Point as Ray Fizz getting around Quick Mick there. Up into 10th place goes the Red Bull, back into the points after that disappointing qualifying session where he did get that disqualified time for invalidating his lap. It's very, very close between all of these drivers as Bequas Boy now up really close behind us. Gregster and Prime Prince going wheel to wheel and Gregster getting the move done. It's now Plain Racing's going to have a go now at Prime Prince. Will he be able to get the move done as all Prime Prince is going to back down? Have a little bit of contact as Bequas Boy getting the move done on Carl H. Absolute 11 now. He's going to try and... Oh, he's been squeezed into the wall. You're squeezed by Prime Prince. That's heavy damage for Absolute 11. That definitely, I think, will be a penalty for Prime Prince because he looks like he just squeezed Absolute 11 into the wall. And maybe there wasn't enough space potentially there for Absolute 11 to go around the outside there. Didn't quite see, but I'm sure the stewards will look at it. Remember, you can open a claim in the Discord chat if there has been any incident you've been involved in the race. There's Carl H getting past Absolute 11 with that bad wing damage. Now Bonnie Evil also going to go past him now in with that bad wing damage as well. Getting the move done. Into 9th place. Oh, it's contact there from behind from Ray Fizz. Forced Absolute 11 right. He's really struggling here with this wing damage. And it looks like now, yep, he's going to come into the pits. And we'll come in for that wing change. Plain Racing isn't going to back down without a fight though. He's right behind Gregster. May look for the move. Is he's going to go flying past, no ease, DRS open, into the braking zone, as clean as you like, up into 2nd place. And now he'll be trying to hunt down Jutsikev up in the lead at the moment. He got a very good start, he's up another 4-second gap already. X90 will not be backing down without a fight though as Bonnie Evil and Carl H having a battle here. Bonnie Evil managing to get past the Renault driver as Gregster. He isn't going to back down without a fight though. The Plain Racing. Connor plays Fortnite, says Absolute 11 should have gone for that move. Depends on how far alongside his car was, because if his car was at least the rear wheel was alongside at least if his front wheel was alongside the rear wheel of that car, I mean, he really should be allowed the space. He has granted space, but we'll have to see what the stewards make of it. But yeah, if they were rear wheel to front wheel, I believe he should have been given the space. But if he was only a wing alongside, It's quite debatable. Maybe he shouldn't have gone for that move, but we'll see what the stewards think. Penalties will be given out if the drivers do make a claim for it. As Bon Evil is all over the back. Well, he looked to be all over the back. Oh, it says someone's a lap down there. There's a bit of a glitch happening in the lobby leaderboard. We'll just ignore that. Interesting. It says Bon Evil's right close behind his teammate, but he really isn't. That's XIG getting really close behind Prime Prince here in the Racing Point. Prime Prince really seems to be defending a lot, really well actually, to quite a lot of the drivers. 10 laps to go. Oh, and Quaz Boy almost lost it there. It's Al Bagu Breath getting the move done on Danny Boy down at the back. But Bon Evil definitely is not 600s behind Bequaz Boy, I'll tell you that. As X-Natty really wants this move done now on Prime Prince. Will he be able to get the move done? He's dropping back a little bit now from the driver, from the Racing Point driver on those 4-lap-old softs. Will we see the rain yet? Haven't seen any raindrops as of yet. It's really show a percentage of chance of rain in the game. That would be really nice to see. But X-Natty is getting so close. Oh, Gregster getting the move done before the straight. He's going to have the DRS, so he probably keep the position. He does. So in the end, he does actually keep the position. X-Natty is going to be looking for the move now. He's got the DRS open. Prime Prince goes defensive once again as X-Natty is going to force himself round the outside. He's going to get himself tucked in as best he can. Someone's gone off. It's actually Vicious at the exit of turn 12 where everyone loses it. Oh, now X-Natty's being attacked behind from Bequaz Boy. So X-Natty just picked up a 3-second time penalty there as he was defending from the car. Is it going to be really? It's going to be no safety car or anything there. Interesting. No virtual safety car either. So X-Natty now will be trying to hunt down the driver in front of Prime Prince. Still no rain as of yet. I believe it. I mean, it would be a bit too late now for the rain to come out, and the drivers have to be forced onto a set of intermediates. But we'll see. Potentially a few more laps to go before the rain could be upon us. It would cause an exciting one in the race. We did have some rain last season. In Spain, I believe it was. Either the first or the second race, I can't remember. But there was just heavy rain throughout the whole of the race as Prime Prince comes in. This will allow X-Natty to get into some clear air, some clear space, really push those mediums now to the end of their stint. Well, I will have to change, and I can imagine we'll go onto the soft tyre unless it rains. If it does rain, I can see him potentially going on to the set of the intermediates if needs be. He has opened up a nice gap now behind to Bequaz Boy. That's what he needs. He needs to get out of that DRS range. He needs to be hunting down Plane Racing. Remember, the guys in front of him do have to pit, and those softs will be coming towards the end of their life. X-Natty will be able to go a lot longer into this race on those mediums, but he really needs to start pushing now if he wants to get that big gap up in front. He will be on the faster tyre towards the end of the race. He needs to keep it clean now, consistent, not pick up any penalties. He has picked up one so far. So we look towards the back of the grid. Quick Mick, close up behind Ray Fizz. Ray Fizz, a brilliant start from him and Bequaz Boy. So, Jutsi Kev, our leader, into the pit. So Jutsi Kev in. Had a lovely gap to Plane Racing, and this will just allow X-Natty now to come around and take the lead of this race. And that strategy there. Onto the softs, it looked like there. I believe that was just for the drivers who started on the mediums, it looks like. So everyone onto the medium tyre. Will come out. Jutsi Kev comes out in 5th place. Doesn't lose too many positions there. X-Natty, it's time to push and get that gap as big as he can so we can get a good strategy there and get onto these soft tyres so he doesn't have to make too much positions made up. As Jutsikev already getting past our Bagubrev, and a Bagubrev span, which I think is why it happened, unless he had some contact with Jutsikev. I didn't quite see. So he will just rejoin the track now. Does have that front left end plate damage. He's still out in front playing racing, getting close behind Gregster now. Ooh, so our Bagubrev being gained down by all of these drivers. Might look for a move here. Does No Name in the AlphaTauri, shortly closely followed behind by Bequazboy, who's going to be looking to get past these drivers. Oh, they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 12. Oh, Bequazboy looked like he was looking for a move around the outside of our Bagubrev. Couldn't get the move done there. He's going to try it now down the inside of the McLaren. The McLaren won't let the position go easy, even with that wing damage. Just Bonnie Evil and Quick Mick now into the pits. Quick Mick into the pits on those 7-lap old mediums. Interesting there. So he will go on to a set of softs now. That gap, 13 seconds to Jutsikev. That's the time X90's got to make up on. He's got to make up a little bit of a bigger gap. The pit stop time in most of the tracks is around 20 seconds. Sometimes it is a little bit less, as No Name picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So you also go for a wing change. And that gap is coming down actually from X90. And it would be time now for X90 to come into the pit. Since that gap is coming down, he needs to probably pit now if he wants to keep a decent enough gap with Jutsikev being on those fresh mediums. I'm sure some people in the chat here will spread their views upon that. That's that gap, 12.5 seconds. Plain Racing getting quite close here behind Gregster. Who's Bon Evil maybe looking for a move on his teammate. Not going to try it into 11 and 12. Might try it now. There we are. X90 into the pits. He noticed that gap was coming down. Came into the pits. Fresh set of softs on the go, and he will come out. Oh, it's cold. Someone's round. It's Bon Evil. He's round. Did he have contact with his teammate? I'm not sure. He's round. He's got bad wing damage, and he will just come back onto the track. Where will X90 come out? He comes out behind the two drivers who are on the podium at the moment, but ahead of Prime Prince, who was stuck behind. So he's actually come out ahead of Prime Prince, who he was behind before the pit stops. So X90 making a position up because of those pit stops, but it has allowed him to go onto the fresher set of soft tyres. Really push now in this stint of the race. He's going to gain down a 3-second gap to the car in front. At the moment, Prime Prince sticking with the car of X90 will be forced to go back a bit. He is, and X90 really closing that gap down now. He's got to get past these two drivers, plus close that gap down to Jutsikev. Might not be able to get the win today, but he'll sure as well want to be on the podium. So he's got to close that gap down. 2.3 seconds now. He's Plain Racing getting very close here behind Gregster. So 3-second time penalty for the no-name driver. So it's been annoying that from Codemasters. Sometimes they don't show the players' IDs in game. There's Plain Racing. Still very much up close behind Gregster, but look who's coming into the mix behind that red Ferrari of X90G. He's now within a second. Oh, Ray Fizz getting around Absolute 11 here at the back into turn 1. Position got there. Up into 9th goes the driver who started on the softs. Quick Mick getting the move done there on Carl H. Also on the fresh set of softs. Everyone on those fresh set of softs are really pushing here in this stint. Look how close X90G is behind Plain Racing. He's going to look for a move. He's going to try it around the outside. Goes onto the grass a little bit. Actually gets the move done in the end. Oh, Plain Racing isn't going to back down though. Are they both going to go wheel to wheel into turn 12? Oh, Exciting cut across there quite a lot. But XIG's got the DRS now. He's going to look for a move. But he might try the outside. He does. If he goes round 2 drivers there, it would be an amazing move. Is he going to go round the outside again? What a move from XIG. Brilliantly well done. Up into second. And now he's got a 7.3 second gap to close down. And what a move from XIG. Double overtake in the set of 2 corners. Brilliantly well done. And that's going to allow Plain Racing and Gregster to have a battle here. As Plain Racing going to go around the outside of Gregster. Gets the move done. What a set of moves there from X90. Brilliantly well done. And that has moved him up into second place. So he could be on for first and second. But this man here has been an absolute dominant force all race. Let's not take it away from him. It is Jutsi Kev. And he did start on the softs, went to the mediums. And he is out in front at the moment. It is going to be a good championship fight between him and X90G. But I agree, Piero. What brilliant moves there from X90. Absolutely amazing. As no name coming into the pits there, I'm not sure. That gap staying at 7 seconds. X90, if he wants to get pole, he's got to close that gap down more than he is now. I believe it looks like he's going for a fastest lap point. I'm not sure who actually got fastest lap. Oh, but Quazboy and Prime Prince going wheel to wheel. Is it going to go wheel to wheel? But Quazboy going around the outside. He's going to try it down the inside of turn 15 and gets the move done before the straight. Who has the fastest time in this race at the moment? Oh, it's Ray Fizz at the fastest time. I thought it was a virtual safety car, but it was just a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Looks like the no-name has got damage. Exciting now. He's not gaining that gap, just staying consistent around the 7 second mark as there's 2 laps to go in this race. Oh, Bon Evil and Ace to Sabo going wheel to wheel in turn 13. Bon Evil getting the move done in the AlphaTauri up into 12th place. Getting the move done there on the AlphaTauri. 11 picks up a 3 second time penalty. X90 though, he wants to extend that gap though. Remember, he does have that 3 second time penalty. Let's have a look and see how many penalties Plain Racing has. So Plain Racing has 2 warnings. Gregster 2 penalties. So at the moment, Plain Racing would get second and Gregster would get third. Yeah, so Plain Racing hasn't picked up a penalty yet, but X90G has picked up 2 penalties. How far is Quazboy behind? I believe Quazboy's a good distance behind. Oh, he's only 3 seconds. This could get tasty at the end. What is that there? I believe it's the AlphaTauri. The no-name. It's X90. Got that gap down. He's actually extended that gap behind him by 3 seconds. Quick Mick getting the move done. On his Racing Point teammate Prime Prince. Prime Prince isn't going to back down without a fight here, but very late on the bait. Bit of a lock-up. Maybe just potentially went for a late move there. Couldn't hook it up in the end. The no-names retired from the session in the pit lane, so there won't be any safety car or virtual safety car out. There won't be any anyway because it is the penultimate lap of this race. So everyone in the chat, vote for your driver of the day. That is across, I believe that is across both races. X90G with the most votes at the moment. Yeah, he has put an outstanding performance in. Let's see who else here. Quazboy, don't forget him. And don't forget Ray Fizz as well. What a brilliant from those. I'm surprised Gavra didn't put Quazboy on there because he has had a brilliant race actually. He's done better than Ray Fizz, I'd say, to be fair. But both of them moving up 8 positions. Brilliantly well done from both of them. It is, remember, it is across both the races, and both of them did get a podium as well. Exciting G, what a move from him, and you can't take that away from him. Did get that brilliant move that he did. Down, round the outside of one car, round the outside of the other car. Phenomenal it was from Exciting G. Up into second place. He's got that gap down of 4.9 on the final lap. Don't think it's going to be good enough though. Let's actually see what the penalties are for Jutsi Kev. If he has any. Oh, he's got one penalty. But it won't be sufficed enough. It's Jutsi Kev enjoying himself here towards the final part of this race. He's weaving. He knows that he's got the win here. He has got to get around these final two corners. But he's going to come around the final corner of turn 16. And Jutsi Kev will come across the line. And he will win the second race here in Australia, followed by X90 G in second. Plain Racing will come across the line and take third. Gregster will take fourth. Bequaz Boy will take fifth. Quick Mick will take fifth. Prime Prince will take fourth in the end. If we had no penalties, Carl H will come across the line and take seventh. Ray Fizz in eighth. Bequaz Boy in ninth in the end because of all the penalties that he had. So in the end, actually, Bequaz Boy and that XIG also won Driver of the Day. Absolute 11 in 10th. Sorry, Danny Boy will come across and take 11th. Bon Evil will come across the line and take 12th. Al Bagu Breath will take 13th, and Asa Sabo, closely behind him here. Both these drivers will come around and they will take their respective positions towards the back of the grid. And there is the final race here in the Weekend League here in Australia for this double stint that we have in the Weekend League. Two 25% races. Jutsi Kev in the chat saying Natty on fire, definitely. Jutsi Kev, you had a brilliant race as well though. Oh, Charles Leclerc saying, what a move worthy of the top 10 moments of the week. Don't tempt me. Do you know what? I'll try and see what I can do for you, mate. It does take me a lot of time, though. I spend hours and hours on those, so I'll see what I can do for you. But there is your winner, Jutsi Kev. And there is the winner of the first race behind him, X-Natty. Both of them up on the podium together, and it's going to be a great battle between those two in this league. And in the end, that's how it stands. So there's your top three in Plain Racing. Just snuck onto the podium at the end. Prime Prince had no penalty, so he shot all the way up to fourth place at the end there. But brilliant races from everyone. And yeah, I believe that is it for here in the Weekend League. I'll say once again, if you haven't already, go subscribe over on the Gavra Racing YouTube channel. Make sure you pop a Twitch Prime sub if you can over on this Twitch channel here. You can turn on the notification in the Twitch channel. You also get a notification if you are on the Discord. If you follow the two social accounts, you'll get a notification over there as well. And if you put on the notification bell on YouTube, you'll get a notification. So you will never ever miss any of our streams or videos if you are on all of those different sites. And yeah, you can also, all of the information about all of our leagues, all of our standings and driver lineups are all on the website as well, from across all our leagues, from Project Cars to GD Sport to F1 as well. And thank you to Gav and his team for making this all possible and for organising all of these races. Thank you to all of yous in the chat for joining me here on the Sunday night here in the Weekend League, and we will see you all next week where we are in, oh god, where are we? Let me find out quickly. We are somewhere, a track for another double stint. Remember, that's how it is in the Weekend League, 2 25% races. Early calendar. We are in the Netherlands, so we're in the Dutch Grand Prix next weekend, so I hope you all join us then, which will be the first ever Gavra Racing race, the official race in the Dutch Grand Prix in the Netherlands. So make sure you join us then, which will be across. It will be the first race actually, because the week after that, all the main leagues, so Academy, Freshman, Premier, and Super will also be in the Dutch Grand Prix. So the weekend league will be the first league to go head to head in the Dutch Grand Prix. So make sure you join us all then. And yeah, we will see you all next Sunday, same time in the Netherlands. And also make sure you join me and Toussaint tomorrow in the Academy. Thanks for reminding me for that, Gavra.